Top 5 Sasquatch Videos, RMSO Bigfoot 2020. I'll put a link in the description of this video to the full-length videos featured here. Email us with your Bigfoot sighting at rmsobigfoot@gmail.com. Number 5. Along the Montana-Idaho border, during our expedition to the famous deadly Bauman Bigfoot location, we find these deep giant Sasquatch tracks a few feet from a log structure that contained massive logs on a steep mountainside. The track was sunk in a few inches and its toes drove into the steep mountainside. The track was over 14 inches long and was nearly 8 inches wide at the toe splay. This Bigfoot track was only a few feet away from a massive log structure. It was pointed right towards this structure that appears to be filled with heavy relocated logs. This famous deadly Bigfoot sighting location brings us to this area often. There's also recent Bigfoot sightings. The most recent Bigfoot sighting was near the Chief Joseph Pass on the Montana side of the border. Number 4 on our list are Bigfoot Vocalizations, sent to us and recorded by Candace Tortoise and her brother-in-law south of Show Low, Arizona, between White River and the White Mountains in an area known as Hondah Apache Dawn. This area is famous for the Magoyan monster, Arizona's Bigfoot. Number 3 is Epic Beaver Bigfoot. After investigating a new Bigfoot video, we search in the direction the creature was last seen traveling. It leads us to Beaver Creek Canyon, where we find dozens of tracks from 2 separate Sasquatch. One with around 15-inch long tracks, the other around 17 inches in length. We cast one of the tracks and discover near a 9-foot tall snap-off the Bigfoot changed direction of travel at what may be a sapling snap-off marker that the Bigfoot use to keep on path.
Rather deep impression, like the back of a hill or something hit right here. The only reason I point that out, if you look over there on the bank on the other side, you'll see where something literally looked like it put its foot down and then jumped. Obviously something.
And he just noticed where something may very well have leaped. And look, at the heel of it, the Bigfoot track, he put all of his weight on the hill where he landed right there.
Yeah, it landed one-footed, like a left foot, and kept going.
And I'm going to show you guys where we cast the footprint, the better one, real quick. That's where we'd cast it. Number 2, Giants of Dry Bread Hollow. Around 2 hours after Matthew Anderson comes face to face with 2 giant 8.5 feet tall male Sasquatch, we arrive in Dry Bread to investigate. We literally find hundreds of Bigfoot tracks, new, old, and in between, suggesting they have been using this location for well over a week.
Took a step out off to the left, and then the first one was just standing there. Kind of, it was really weird, like a reflective light almost. Kind of when I moved, he was just there. It was scowling. He was scowling and kind of looking, and it was probably about 5 seconds, and then he kind of like huffed, and you can see all the cold coming out of his nose, and that's when I drew. And I didn't even draw up and point out. I just kind of drew up, and the other one stepped out in front of him, kind of like almost like in a protective manner. it wasn't even making it an aggressive. So the younger one had the scowl, but the older one wasn't scowling. Like he just kind of stepped like almost a matter of fact. And
so it was the older one that stepped in front of the younger one?
Yeah. When he stepped out, like we looked like we made eye contact. I didn't holster. I walked backwards back down. When I got back down here is when I reholstered, jumped in, and took off.
How tall were they?
About 8.5. The younger one was like a dark black, like a full black almost. The older one was black, but he was graying. You can tell he was getting old. Was kind of like a receding hairline, like a widow's peak almost. And he didn't have like a goatee, but his bottom chin was gray, like it was really thick gray. Like there wasn't very much black, but the rest of him was like almost salt and pepper. Like he just looked like there was, like he wasn't scowling or anything. It was just almost a blank stare. It was just looking at me, and I back down, jumped in, and took off.
Was the older one the taller one?
Yeah.
He was probably 8.5 feet, and then and then the other one
probably, I'd say 8 foot 3 inch, 8 foot.
Just a couple inches smaller.
Just wasn't very much shorter.
Their body mass is similar, or?
They were similar, but the younger one looked healthier in body mass size. Like you could tell he was stronger.
Like me and you.
My chest is dropped and you're holding up.
Yeah.
You're younger than I.
So if you think about it, do you know who Brian Shaw is? The world strongman?
Yes.
Body shape like that, but bigger.
Oh.
So like they're like the body like that, like I've everybody's like, oh, he has muscle, you can see his muscles. You can tell he's big and he was strong, but nothing was defined.
And we're talking about the older one.
Yeah. So he was just thick all the way through. Shoulder width, it wasn't equal. It was wider than the waist, but the waist wasn't tapered. He was still thick in the waist and just massive. Like probably I'd say 4 foot across the chest. They were big. The other one was about the same size, but you could tell he was just a little more healthier.
Number 1, the Sinks Sasquatch video in Logan Canyon of Utah. We realized after doing a size comparison on location using a man that is 6 feet tall and 220 pounds how large this Sasquatch is. It's around 1 to 2 feet taller than he is and is over twice as wide and twice as thick. Searching in the direction the creature was walking, we discovered dozens of tracks along a creek that are around 15 inches long and nearly 8 inches wide at the toe splay. Amazing video of a Sasquatch when compared to a large man. Thank you for everyone that has sent us your Bigfoot sighting reports, vocalizations, and experiences. Most of these videos are from tips from viewers like you. Keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching.